I'm only 7, but my wife thinks I'm 5'9". Am I living a lie? You can sneak a Brian Jordan Alvarez reference by me. That dude is on a wave right now. I thought the era of... Thank you for this act of charity, finding the secret room, by the way. I thought the era of skit comedy had come to an end. I thought that in today's cynical world, you couldn't make it work. Whoo! BGA has brought us back. We can appreciate little jokes again. He is very funny. Sorry, BJA. I get my J's and my G's confused sometimes. What about SNL? Yeah, that's why I said I thought it was over. I know every generation thinks that, like, their SNL is bad and the one before it was good. But, like, this one's really bad. It's always been bad. It's always been uneven, but, like... I don't know. I mean, something broke. I mean, lots of things broke, I think, around 2016. But I think something, like, permanently broke in SNL in that era. And it ain't coming back. You know what they should do? They should do sketch comedy the same way they do sports. Which is to say that the worst performing sketch comedy show gets first pick of improv Andes from the Second City and the Groundlings every year. That would have saved us from season 17 of Mad TV, bro. That could have brought it back. What about Yuck Yucks? I don't know all about that, okay? I don't know that much about Canadian improv post SCTV. It's weird because many people from Mad TV went on to become moderately successful. Yeah, I mean, the Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key, that's a given for sure. But then I'm like, who's the next most famous person from... Oh, okay, Bobby Lee. Alex Borstein. Sure. The Marvelous Miss Maisel and also the voice of Lois on Family Guy. Will Sasso, his star-making turn in The Three Stooges, 2010. Maya Rudolph, stricken from the record, that's SNL. Phil Lamar, with all due respect to Phil Lamar, bro was in Pulp Fiction before Mad TV was even a glimmer in Matt Groening's eye. Bill Hader, that's SNL, bro. That's SNL. You're naming Saturday Night Live. That's how you know SNL had achieved complete cultural victory. Ike Barinholtz? He's in Blockers. I'm not insulting the man, I'm just saying. Michael McDonald? You mean the guy from Austin Powers who goes, "Stop! Stop!" And then he gets run over by the steamroller? Key and Peele? Those were the first two names we mentioned, okay? We're talking about serious stuff here. I need everybody to pay attention. Why didn't he stop? First off, it's not he. His name is Austin Powers. Put some respect on his name. He saved humanity that day by aborting the missile launch that would have disrupted the Earth's core, causing every volcano on the planet to erupt simultaneously. There's no time to stop, and also you can't steer a steamroller, I'm imagining. Like, it probably has a steering wheel, but I think, like, it probably only turns, like, a couple of degrees a second. What about Keegan, Michael Key, and Jordan Peele? Mad TV viewers are not beating the allegations. You know what? You can't handle The Last Duel. A lot of you guys can't stick in Zone 2 for 2 hours and 22 minutes. Giving a movie your undivided attention, okay? Last Duel is me on a toilet on a Tuesday. So every Tuesday you take your last shit ever, is what you're saying. Because this was literally like the last duel in France, I think. I don't know if they mentioned that, but that's the last duel. So true. Not to be confused with the Last Supper, unless you're Mozart. Sorry, someone made a better joke than me, and then I stole it, so I had to make it my own at the end with the Mozart thing and bring it back. Make sure you know who you're watching. Hey, Holding This Cock, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Holding his what? Austin Powers robot after he runs over the guy with the steamroller. I did not murder him, baby. Okay, you have my consent to use transcripts of my videos as a training set for a large language model, but you also have to train it on an equivalent amount of the Austin Powers scripts. So you might have to put those movies through the hopper, like, I don't know, 1,000 times each. It's the same thing. That's true. I guess they'll get a lot of the script just from the first part, but still. You see that airplane wing that ripped, or the wing, sorry, the door that blew off mid-flight? Oh, man. That's crazy, man. I did not like that. It's messed up. But how, like, I don't believe in a higher power. But, like, it kind of makes you, I wouldn't say it un-atheist pills me, but you're like, really? The two people who were supposed to be sitting there in the seats that got ripped out just happened to miss their flight that day? That's pretty crazy. If it was me that missed my flight, like, I'm an atheist, but if it had been me that missed the flight, I'd probably start going to church at least. Now, because it didn't happen to me, I'm still going to maintain my atheism. If it had been my ticket, though, I'm going to church that Sunday. Because at that point, I don't think I can afford to take chances. That's like a sign from above that's like, I'm watching you, bro. Which one? Whatever is closest, probably. Or maybe, like, whichever one has a, has, like, a slightly later mass. I don't think I would really want to go to mass at, like, what time does it normally, maybe it starts at 9? I could do, 9's actually a little late for me. Is there, like, a 7:30 mass? $6 a.m. is common? That's a little early. That's, like, devout. I don't think I'm at that level yet, to be honest. I mean, first off, I gotta narrowly avoid a plane crash, so we got a ways to go. Like, this, we're thinking long term here. I'm here to tell you, I know, like, people don't want to hear it, but as you get older, more and more people start agreeing with me. One of the most based parts about getting older is waking up earlier. There's almost no coherent, convincing argument that waking up earlier is worse than waking up later if you get the same amount of sleep. If you are, 30 years old and before you there's a fork in the road and you have the choice between going to bed at 10 and waking up at 6 or going to bed at 2 and waking up at 10, waking up at 6 has huge advantages. You get some peace in the morning, which may be hard to come by depending on the responsibilities that you have. You can, and it's still dark, obviously, which is, you're going to say is bad, but is actually great. Because when you do stuff in the morning, like that's literally your free time. Our brains are wired to think like when the sun's up, we should be out tilling the fields or something like that. When the sun's down, you want to watch a movie, you want to watch some TV, you want to read a book, you want to do some exercise. Like you get it all done. And then the sun comes up and you're like, now I can actually start my day, and you feel a little bit more energized, a little less stressed out. Plus, when you are up that early, maybe you're out of the house. Like there's Saturday, Sunday mornings where I'm out of the house with my daughter at 8:30 in the morning. If shit is open, there is so few other people there. It's so efficient. You ever try going to a popular lunch place at 12:30? Get ready to wait 30 minutes, right? Go to a popular lunch place at 10:45 a.m. when they open the doors. Table for two, please. Right this way, sir. Any preferences? Just don't eat lunch. Late rising Andes are not beating the allegations. You get one life on this planet, bro. I'm going to eat lunch. In fact, if I'm eating that shit at 11:45, I might have a second lunch round 3. Then I'm double your lunches, okay? You stack that up over a week, I've gained 3 pounds on you. You stack that up over a month, I'm 20 pounds up on you. You stack that up over 5 years, I've got my own gravitational pull. You wouldn't understand. The only downside of waking up early is that you get tired early. It's hard to stay up late. The catch there is the older you get, the less interested you are in staying up late. Because what are you doing? A lot of the things that keep people up late at night are things that they could do at any time throughout the day, but for some reason they choose to do it at 1 a.m. Playing Tarkov? You could do that shit in the afternoon on a weekend. Sometimes you need to watch kids all day. You don't get alone time until night. That's why you wake up at fucking 5:40, bro. Then you get your alone time. Well, it depends when your kids wake up. I'll admit, my schedule is a little different because my kid is like a night owl. So she wakes up at 8:30. You're like, wow, that must be so easy for you. It is, but then she doesn't fall asleep until 9:30 or 10, which is most kids my daughter's age fall asleep at I don't know, probably 7:30 or 8. So you kind of, it's a zero-sum game at the end of the day. It's just where the time comes from.
The Hierophant.
Restock machine stars me. Stars me. 2 of hearts. Why do old people moan when they pee? You know what I did realize? The actual procession of time is unavoidable. There's only 2 possibilities as time passes. You go with it or it leaves you behind. And you might say neither of them are good, but one of them is definitely preferable to the other. But I will say, some of getting older is psychological. In the last couple of years, I had become a groaner. If I have to bend to pick something up, I groan. If I have to, pick up my daughter, I groan. When I get up from the couch, I groan. Yesterday, I picked up my daughter, and I went to groan. And then I realized, wait a second, fuck that. This is psychosomatic. I don't have to. At some point, I probably had a couple of days where I was tired and I had to groan. And then I said, oh, when I groan, it's like I'm sending a signal that's like, oh, I've been working so hard. Like, I'm so tired, I can barely do this. I said, fuck that, bro. You're powerful. You're a strong man. You can handle this. I bent down, picked up my daughter, didn't groan whatsoever. We're not at that level yet. Now, I'm sure that a lot of groans are genuine. And even like an ill-gotten groan, it's not like a crime against humanity or anything like that. Oh, baby. I'm just saying, I'm not at the stage where it is necessary yet. Send it. What you hit me with the lion? What for? When your wife hits you with an emote like that, you are forced to respond. Hello. Hello to you as well. Maybe it's more of like a lion what, because our daycare provider sent us a text yesterday and said she was sick, so she is taking today off, which is fine. We have that resilience. We've built that resilience. Everybody got the damn flu? I know, it's kind of crazy. Me not getting sick, finally getting the chance to ask people, oh, what's wrong with your immune system? And now there's a global pandemic, don't you realize? Oh, so when I get sick, people can type fucked up shit like, what's wrong with your body? You get the sniffles and all of a sudden, like, I'm anti-science. It doesn't make sense, bro. Chatter privilege. You get poop sick? I know this way worse. You're watching Netflix. I developed a callus on my anus. We are not the same. But also, they will not divide us. That's my new thing, is dividing us and then saying he will not divide us. Who's they? I don't know. Anybody that you think is your enemy, I guess. So every single person? Whee! Okay, listen. Stop this rigmarole. Is poop sick or puke sick worse? That's not even close. Puke sick is way worse than poop sick. It's puke sick is worse by a mile. Like, if you ask anybody, would you rather have diarrhea or throw up, and they say diarrhea, they're not to be trusted. They're a compromised agent. They are sent by a foreign power to undermine you. Puking kind of fun? Nah, no. You're insane. You're banished from the land. You're not doing an apples to apples comparison, okay? The part of puking sickness where you puke is it feels good because it's a feeling of relief. But that is merely a return to baseline illness. It's not that it feels good in the process. It's the relief of like, oh, hopefully my stomach pain, it will subside now. Hopefully my nausea will subside now. Diarrhea, you're mostly just like, I gotta poop. And then you poop and it's like liquid. And then maybe like it kind of hurts. So puking, like puking sickness is way worse than pooping sickness, bro. Yeah, nobody's like, oh, I gotta throw up. I'm just gonna go like watch some Netflix for 15 minutes. That's like a whole body experience. And trust me, I've had enough of both. I can't tell if NL's defending puking or hating on puking. I'm not defending or hating on it. I'm saying it's worse than diarrhea. Nobody's like, well, I hope not too many people. There was this one internet video I saw. There were 2 girls, but there was only 1 cup. And I said, limited resources. Let's see where this goes. And then I was like, turn it off. And then play it again in 0.5x speed. But puking is way worse than diarrhea, bro. It's not even close. Like, that was not smart. Normally, I try to see all sides. You know, there's 7 billion plus people on Earth, each with their own memories and experience, etc., etc. It's easy to see how, on the subject of preference, there could be a multitude of different options, right? But puking versus diarrhea, I mean, I just have I have serious questions for anybody that would rather puke than have diarrhea. You mean the other way? What are you talking about? Have I forgotten how to speak English? I'm saying pooping is more annoying, or sorry, now you got me twisted up. I'm saying puking is way worse than diarrhea. Way worse. It feels worse in all ways. You keep getting it twisted? That's because I state my thesis clearly, and then some motherfucker who's watching 17 TikToks while they watch the stream is like, wait, I missed that. Can you say it? Like, you've got to restate things 55 times in order for people to understand what you're saying, even though it's a simple sentence. And then people they're explaining it to me. They're like, when you get diarrhea, your stomach really hurts. Bro, didn't you watch the Librarian food poisoning arc? I did? Then you're preaching to the converted, bro. I know all about the stomach pain. You didn't even mention the leg rot yet. Oh, you've never had that? Then shut it. The stanky leg. Pins and needles? Listen, little bro's talking about pins and needles. I said leg rot. And in this business, you gotta choose your words carefully. How is your leg healed up? It was totally fine once they finally gave me the medicine that normally they're holding because they supply it to Tyson Poultry Farms. Can't afford to just be giving it out willy-nilly to people who are sick, probably from eating the antibiotic-resistant chickens that were made at Tyson Poultry Farms. My bad, G. Username Tyson Chicken Nugget. Okay, that's a +2. It's definitely a +2. Audience plant. Why don't you play the wrestling game anymore? The wrestling game. You talking about Rumbleverse? There's a lot of stuff. Librarian, how are the analytics looking? People don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just work here. Hot Boy Toke, we were asking about you. And with all honesty, okay? How you doing after that Jaguars performance? You're the only Jaguars fan I know. You also are in character like 90% of the time. And the only time you got out of character was to talk about the Jaguars. So I know they mean something. What do you mean it's fucked up? I'm asking out of solidarity. I'm not asking to rub it in. I'm not from America. We argue about hockey up here. You feeling good about the Ravens? Bro, I hate to say it, the AFC is a cakewalk. The Ravens will be going to the Super Bowl. My prediction, at least on that side of the bracket, will come true. Don't get it twisted. Stop stepping on me. Eagles are getting the dub. First off, Eagles are in the NFC. Secondly, the Arizona Cardinals beg to differ. And the New York Giants. I mean, what are we doing here, people? What are we doing here? Jalen Hurts? Yeah, I would too, honestly. I'm telling you, my prediction that I made so flippantly, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, it only looks better week in. Oh, I can't fly anymore. That's right. That makes sense. Week in and week out. Ravens, cakewalk in the AFC. The NFC team will be the Cowboys. It only seems impossible until it happens. No shot, it's the Cowboys. Get ready. That's all I'm going to say. You'll be ashamed of your words and your deeds when this comes true. It's not the Cowboys. Bro, the whole NFC sucks this year. There's no clear favorite in the NFC. Even the 49ers lost 3 straight this year. Plus, they got beaten soundly by the Ravens. You know it's the Lions? Didn't they lose to the Bears? I'm just saying, like, every team in the NFC kind of sucks. The Steelers beat the Ravens? Yeah, because the Ravens didn't play any of their starters, bro. How is it possible you could even be less informed about the NFL than me? I don't even watch the games. So how do you know? You just pick things up, bro. You just pay attention. It's called listening. Speaking of which, I got to focus for a second. ESPN on the crapper. Excuse me, we don't get ESPN up here. We get TSN and Sportsnet. Steelers beat the Ravens back in October. What was that, like 7 quarterbacks ago for the Steelers? Not to mention, it's all moot because the Steelers are not getting past the Dolphins anyway. Sorry, I had to think about it for a second. They're playing the Bills? Oh, well, they're definitely not getting past the Bills then. No disrespect. Like I told Apollo a month ago, you don't want to play Josh Allen on a snowy day in January. He's about to learn the true meaning of pain. I'm telling you, it's the Cowboys' year, man. But I will say I have a bias. I have a tendency to overrate teams that are due. And typically that manifests as teams that have always been good in the regular season but have a reputation for choking in the playoffs. That's why for 12 years, I was like, book it, guys. This year, it's the San Jose Sharks' year. How did that work out for you? Well, they did make it once. But that's also why I think that England has it all figured out, bro. That's why I love the Premier League system, where they're like the winning team is the team that won the most games over the course of the year. But then also they're like, it's the, you know, the Biggleby Cup and the FA Cup and the Champions League and the Europa League and the Fiddlesticks Cup and the Supporters Shield and the, like, you know, they got a lot of like little tournaments that take place throughout the year as well. Fish and Chips Cup, Mushy Peas, etc., etc. Kakaliki Soup Cup, Jellied Eels, Gooseberry Fool Cup, the Bovril Super League, that's a good one, I forgot about that one. The Wagamama Shield, of course, it's another big one. The Yo's Sushi Bowl. Hang on, back it up, back it up. Forgot about Cullen Skink, you're right. We do want this. Bob had a baby, it's a boy cup. I'm just reading whatever I see in chat. Cheeky Nando's. How dare you? I mean, what's funny is that there's people like from America that are laughing at that. But didn't you see the fucking Pop-Tart that they lowered in? Honestly, that kind of owned though. At the Pop-Tarts Bowl, when they had the mascot dressed as a Pop-Tart get lowered into an enormous toaster and then get cooked alive and eaten by the winners. That was kind of sick. I'm going to die. No, I just need a Tinted Rock. I'll be fine. I'm going to die. There was no getting out of that one. Tinted Rock, save me. Save me, Tinted Rock. Yo, who TF keeps texting my mom? I guess I did just get the body. That's a good point. I might be fine. I'll probably be fine. Whatever happened to Baby Nut? Didn't he cause COVID? No, I'm thinking of Rudy Gobert. What are you talking about? What do you mean, what am I talking? Were you not alive in 2020, bro? Like, first week of January 2020, they came out with the teaser for the Planters Peanuts. They were like, Mr. Peanut is fucking dead. Then he got reincarnated as a baby called Baby Nut. And they were like, look out for more Baby Nut during the Super Bowl. Then the Super Bowl happened. And then, like, coincidentally, they would have you believe, a couple of weeks later, Rudy Gobert touches all the microphones, and that's where shit really hit the fan. They actually killed Baby Nut as well. 2020 was a wild time. Looking into this. What is he talking about? Like, I know that bait used to be believable, okay? But it is crazy it's a Monday, and you would like that's your role, is a rabble-rouser. You ever think about that? Like, we're still deep in resolutions territory here. People are, like, following up, at least now, with the stuff that they said they were going to do to improve their life in 2024. You're out here rabble-rousing? January 8th? What are you doing? You're right, I do have a lot of HP. That's all right. We just won. My New Year's resolution was to rabble-rouse. Well, keep it up then. Why did I not take damage? Why did I just walk on the shit? Bro! I can't get away. Look at that. Did you see that movement, though? Kind of sick with it. Oh, man. Virgin New Year's resolution versus Chad, who cares? It's a juvenile mindset. The true Chad mindset is setting a realistic goal and having the discipline to stick with it. I've bombed myself. That's hard, though? Yeah, but how long are we going to play this That's Hard game? Like, nobody here is getting any younger. You really want to be having these arguments, you know, in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s? Come on. Like, we gotta grow up collectively at some point, right? I'm not saying I got it all figured out. I got my own problems, but, you know, we can't spend our life being mad at people for trying to do better. We got real problems, bro. Laundry ain't folding itself. Oh, now you got me back on my bullshit again, bro. Saturday, my daughter had a morning activity. Had a couple of hours of free time. My wife and I took down all of our Christmas decorations. That didn't take that long. It took like, I don't know, maybe like an hour. And at first I was like a little melancholy about it because it means the holidays are truly over. But then I was like, you know what? Looking at our house after it had been tidied up from the holiday decorations, I was like, that's symbolic that a new year is started. It's time to fucking nut up and get to work a little bit. Let's get started on those taxes, right? Then on Sunday, my daughter had another activity, 2 or 3 hours of free time. Oh, cleaned all the bathrooms. And I didn't just, you know, put the toilet bowl cleaner in and give it a little tss, tss, tss. None of that. I put the toilet bowl cleaner in. I got out the all-purpose spray cleaner. I got out the mirror spray cleaner. Clean the mirrors. All-purpose spray the sink. Clean the faucets. Got in the shower. Got a brush. All-purpose spray cleaner. Got into the grout. Glass on the shower door. Hit it with the Windex. Go back to the toilet. Spray it down. Wipe it up. Open up the seat. Toilet brush into the bowl, cleaned all the bathrooms, changed all of the garbage bags in the that's one of the most annoying chores. Changing the garbage bags in the bathroom. I got up, I pulled the drains off, I pulled all the hair out of the drains. The shit is draining like a motherfucker now. Holy man. Then, later that day, not only did I fold my laundry, okay, and I had a lot, the drawer where I put my t-shirts, socks, and my underwear was looking a little lackadaisical. I pulled all that shit out, got rid of the ones that had holes. You know that pair of socks or underwear where you're like, I know I got 20 pairs of underwear, but maybe I will forget to do laundry for 3 weeks and I'll want the one that has a huge hole where the dickhead is. I said, no, the time has come to get rid of that. Refolded all the shirts nicely so that shit's looking like an Old Navy in there. Oh, man. I'm a new man today.